Welcome to Tales by Lazarus, where real emotions meet real lessons. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so others can be inspired too. And LD love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's powerful story. Izioku City was once a shimmering jewel, a place of glass towers, blinking lights, and endless music in the air. But now, it lived under a strange fog. The people still walked and talked and bought things, but something inside them had changed. The fog wasn't in the air, it was in their hearts. In homes where laughter once lived, silence now echoed. Kind shopkeepers snapped at customers. Friends became rivals overnight. And children, those who still played with cold eyes and tight fists. It wasn't poverty. It wasn't disease. It was greed. And no one seemed to notice. No one, except a little girl who watched the world through eyes older than her years. At 12 years old, Nena was already used to being called strange. She didn't have many friends at school. While the others chased viral trends, Nena chased butterflies and read dusty old books in the library basement. While her classmates wore glowing sneakers and boasted about likes, Nena walked barefoot and listened to the wind. She lived with her grandmother, Mama Efima, a quiet old woman with silver dreadlocks and a laugh like cracked cola nuts. Their home was hidden behind a small garden of herbs, stones, and carved wooden statues that glowed faintly at night. People whispered that Mama Efima was a seer, a keeper of forgotten wisdom. But these days, no one cared for wisdom, only wealth. One night, as Nena sat under the iroko tree, her grandmother handed her a small, broken mirror. "Your mother once held this," Mama Efima said softly. "It shows not your face, but your heart." Nena looked into it. At first, she saw nothing. But then, faint and flickering, she saw light. It pulsed inside her chest. Chapter 2, A City Starving in Luxury. The next day, a headline flashed across every screen. Governor Okafor builds new gold-plated stadium as children go hungry. It didn't surprise anyone. The governor was known for his wealth and his cruelty. That same evening, Nena walked past a once beautiful market. It was full of things, yet empty of joy. Sellers screamed at buyers. Buyers stole from sellers. A man slapped his own child for asking for water. And then, she heard the whisper. They cannot feel. They cannot see. Greed has eaten their hearts. She spun around. No one was there. But the whisper wasn't from the outside, it was within. From that day, Nena started hearing things. Dreams filled her nights, visions of rivers turning to gold and choking fish, trees bearing money instead of fruit, and people turning to shadows with coin-shaped holes in their chests. At a charity gala hosted by Governor Okafor, Nena sneaked in through the kitchen. The hall was filled with laughter and clinking glasses. Gold statues, silk curtains, and delicacies flown from abroad surrounded a stage where the governor gave his speech. "We have built a city of excellence," he beamed. "Prosperity for all." And they applauded him, even as children slept hungry 2 blocks away. Nena's heart pounded. She clutched the mirror in her pocket and crept toward the stage. Suddenly, she saw it, not with her eyes, but with her spirit. Behind Governor Okafor stood a creature. Tall. Shadowy. It wore his shape but had no face. Its fingers were long, wrapped around his heart. And every time he smiled, it fed. Greed had possessed him. Terrified, Nena ran home. Mama Efima was waiting at the doorway, as if she already knew. "You have seen it," the old woman said. "It's real," Nena gasped. "Something dark, it feeds on them." Mama Efima nodded. Long ago, spirits and men lived side by side. But greed gave birth to a curse. The city no longer listens to the earth. But you still can. That night, they walked deep into the sacred grove behind their home, a place where even birds refused to sing. There, Mama Efima began the rite of the mirror soul. To fight the spirit of greed, you must walk where no child has walked. Speak where no voice is heard. and offer what cannot be bought. Nena swallowed her fear and stepped into the circle of fireflies. In her vision, she was in a world of smoke and sand. A voice, deep and ancient, echoed. To save them, give up what you most desire. She found herself surrounded by everything she had ever wanted: parents back from the dead, friends who adored her, a world where she was loved, praised, rich. But as she reached out, the images cracked and turned to ash. She walked on. Vendors offered her fame, luxury, beauty, even the power to punish the governor. All she had to do was betray one truth, that the people were worth saving. She refused. Trial 3, the mirror of the self. She stood before a mirror taller than the sky. In it, she saw herself, not just as she was, but as she could be. Powerful. Untouchable. Worshipped. But she took a stone and shattered it. And with that, the spirit of greed roared, wounded. Nena woke with tears streaming down her face. Mamarifima smiled. You passed. The mirror in her hand now glowed like a tiny sun. That day, she returned to the city. As people shouted and scammed and stole, Nena climbed the tallest building and spoke, not with her voice, but with her heart. You are more than this, she whispered into the wind. Remember who you are. The mirror flashed. A wave of warmth spread across Isiokwu. Eyes opened. People dropped stolen goods. Mothers hugged their children. Even the governor clutched his chest, gasping as the spirit of greed was torn from him like rot from a wound. He collapsed, not dead, but changed. Isiokwu City was never perfect. But things began to grow again. Children laughed. Music returned. People helped each other, not for profit, but from love. Nena returned to her quiet garden, her mirror now dull and silent. The gift had done its work. Mamarifima passed away peacefully a month later, her last words a blessing. You lit the fire, child. May it never go. Years passed. Statues were built of leaders, businessmen, and celebrities. But in one corner of the city, a small garden bloomed. No statue stood there, only a mirror on a wooden stand. Children came to look into it. And every now and then, one child would see not their face, but a light. The same light that once lived in the eyes of a barefoot 12-year-old girl who dared to save a city from itself.